great story begins where others end, in vision fulfilled and legacy alive. I'm Indiana Ortez, Factory Ambassador of Cigar Prices.
And here, in the Valley of Esteli,
begins our journey into the soul of Perdomo Cigars, a company that built its name not in words, but in work. Thank you, Nick, and thank you, Nelson, for welcoming us to your home.
Well, I'm extremely happy, and I've never seen an interviewer so well prepared like you are. You got it down. I've done a lot of them, so that's very good.
In 2025, Cigar Journal honored Nick Perdomo second with a Lifetime Achievement Award, a tribute to decades of discipline, innovation, and faith on this craft.
Making sure that everything is done correctly. So we always have a saying that perfection is the goal, excellence is merely tolerated. So when you have that mindset, you produce a much better product. And people are proud of what they do, and they should be proud of what they do. I've been blessed 33 years in the industry, and I think our secret is we keep our quality. My father, I talked to you earlier, my father had a saying, it takes 10 years to get a customer, it takes 3 seconds to lose one. So we're always cognizant about it, and I've been very lucky. The greatest asset of my company is not me, it's our workforce. We have an incredible workforce, not only here in Esteli, Nicaragua, but all throughout the Bodega and the Jalapa Valleys and in the United States. We've got a great sales team. I'm very blessed, and I think that honor is really a tribute to everybody who's worked for the company.
How was building the whole company? How was your process?
When I got out of the military, my family were in the industry, and I wanted to get in the cigar industry, so I started very meager. I started out of a little garage in Miami, and I would buy tobacco like you would buy ham and cheese by the pound. But my father always said, you live in the greatest country in the world. If you work hard enough, you can attain anything you want. And we worked extremely hard, and I've been very blessed. The average worker's been with the company for over 2 decades. I think that's where we built a lot of our consistency too, with the great workforce we have.
And how do you keep your people so not to have a lot of rotation in your factory? It's because of the treatment, the culture that you build here. You've been showing us the whole factory, and it's impressive how you have each area very separate from the other. We saw your tobacco, you got quality tobacco. So those are part of the things that the people really understand and value from the Perdomo family?
Yeah, you hit it right on the head. It's a culture that we have here. I think if you treat people well, I think people respect that. It was funny, just earlier I was talking to a worker who said, I've been with you for 25 years. I've only called in sick once in my life, and I appreciate everything you've done for me. I said, well, I appreciate everything you've done for me. And it is a culture, and you hit it right on the head, and we do treat our people well. My father always said, if you treat people well, they'll respect it. And it's worked for us, whether it be here in Nicaragua or in the United States. I've been very blessed with that.
One of the great things about Nick is, most people don't know, is he values your opinion. So it's not, this is the way we're gonna do it. He wants to make sure that everybody has some input. And in the end, he makes the decision, but it's based on input from a lot of us. And then he makes that decision. And if it's wrong or right, it's always gonna fall on him. But he knew that he made the best decision based on what information was given to him. So, he leads from the front. So that's always great, and that's what you see our employees in the United States, the employees here, is what they love about him. He won't ask you to do anything that he won't do himself. I'll give you an example. Every week we get a container, a 40-foot container in Miami. Nick's right there with us unloading that container. If he's not traveling, doing events. Same thing, all of us. We come from the office, we go out there, help our employees in the warehouse. 728 cases out of there, he's right there helping us. So he makes it easy, not only being his friend, lifelong friend for over 50 years now, but also being my boss. It's simple.
You were telling us that you basically handle a company of 1,777 direct jobs. Because I saw you both and the whole team going to the smoke on us, for example, and I was impressed, Nick, that you went with the whole team, shaking hands, hand by hand, with all of the consumers, and you introduced by yourself to those people in that culture, and that's actually what the industry needs more, and that's what makes, in my opinion, Perdomo special, because you don't have any like a wall between the consumers and who you are. I believe that's something special that you have guys. and I already see the operation, and we understand why we have a company with 33 years in this business that really respect the work of their workers and really pay homage to them.
I don't know how you can have any walls with your consumers or your retailers, and we're proud that we deal with Best Cigar Prices, and they've been a long-time partner with us. But we love our customers. They're the ones who put food on our table, and I think the culture with the company, whether we have tours during the year, is to respect our consumers and our retailers, because they're really the people that really feed us, and it's very important for us. So I never understood any walls, and when I go out and do any of these events, I want to meet everybody. That's why I'm there. And Nelson does the same thing, whether it be Arthur, our sales managers, or my son Nicholas. We all want to really intertwine with our consumers because we want their input. We want to know everything about them. We want to make them happy. They're the ones who feed us, you know.
After a lifetime with tobacco, Nick's newest creation isn't a cigar, it's a book. A legacy in words, filled with lessons of leadership, sacrifice, and family. Perhaps when readers close it, they will feel what we feel here in Esteli, that tobacco, it's not only business, it's belief.
What's true about leadership you want to share in your book?
Well, the book's about my life. It's an autobiography, but it's also about entrepreneurship for people who want to learn how to begin and start a business. The book was really written for my grandchildren, to be quite honest with you. But I met a priest in Naples, Florida, who said, "You should write a book." I said, "Father, if I got $1 for every time somebody told me I should write a book, I'd be a billionaire." And he said, "No, but you don't write a book just on that. You write a book for the legacy of your family, your grandchildren, because they never saw the work that it took to build what you did, because we had to work extremely hard, like anybody who builds a business." So I think the book will be enjoyed by all facets of people. And I think my grandchildren are going to enjoy it when they finally read it, because they'll see all the work that everybody had to do, whether it be here in Nicaragua or the States, to build this company.
What thing in your early journey still moves today?
I think the journey continues moving forward consistently because I love what I do, and I think it's the most important thing. I remember the first customer that I saw smoke one of my cigars on Miami Beach. I still feel the same exact way. I'm more excited than ever. I'm more fired up than ever to be in the industry. I love it even more than I did when I first started. And that's why I travel so much and try to do so many events together with our guys. And I think my drive today is really stronger than ever to continue meeting our consumers and really thanking them for all their patronage for the last 3 decades.
You are well known for the work that you did in the retailer side.
I'm big into merchandising, and I look at packaging almost behind a woman's eye, the details and everything. And I noticed when I would go into cigar stores, everything was just thrown together. It was very sloppy, and it was totally different than you would see companies like Nabisco or Coca-Cola and how they package their product. And I studied it for years, and 15 years ago we decided that we wanted to merchandise our products so the products could sell better. It was also a win for the retailer, for the consumer. It was called ease of shopping. And I studied this, like I said earlier. The walls of Perdomo around the country are there for a reason. They're there to help the retail fortify his business, but also to make the consumer be able to see the products a lot easier and be able to dictate and look at what he likes, taste characteristics with shelf talkers, colorful packaging where we could stop the retailer to see the products. And it's been a win-win for us, not only for us as a company, but also for our consumers and our retailers. And I think a lot of people are copying us, but Nelson brought up a really good point. You lead from the front, not from behind. I think we've started that. It's worked extremely well from us. It's increased our business exponentially in the last 15 years, and I'm really proud of that.
And you guys were talking to us that you are ready to expand the facility here in Nicaragua. You are working on that.
We're preparing for continued growth, and part of that is, like Nick said, is the merchandising. It all starts making sure that we have the product to sell in the States or wherever Europe, wherever we send it to. So you got to make sure you have the workforce in place, and that's why we're increasing capacity so we can have more rollers and bunchers. We also have a small facility between 50 to 70 rollers and bunchers in Trinidad. So we create about another 120 jobs over there in that small town. It's just south of here of Esteli. And then, not including all the workforce that we have on all the farms. because, you know, we have farms here in Esteli, Condega, and the Jalapa Valley. You know, like Nick says, operation, you have to think of the future. So we have to prepare today whatever our growth rate is going to be 4 or 5 years from now. So the tobacco that we grow today, we know we're not going to be using, could be 5, 6 years down the line, but we have to grow it today.
And real quick, if I could say, I'm proud that we're job creators here in Central America. The number you put was just here, but we have over 5,000 workers between all the valleys that we have. And we're proud that we're producing jobs, and people are really content and working for us. We see growth. You see we're doing a lot of construction. We're proud that we're going to build more jobs in Nicaragua. My father loved this country. We've been here since 1994. My father said the more jobs we can create here, the better. We're really proud of that. Nelson hit it right on the head.
Every vision needs hands to shape it. In Nicaragua, Nelson Cuba turns a strategy into a structure, the heartbeat of Perdomo operations. What defines the Perdomo discipline on the floor?
Well, that all starts really with Nick, right? Because ever since he started the company, and we had, who recently passed away, our production manager, Sara Gonzalez, and you can see this room was dedicated to her several years ago when she semi-retired, because then she came back and she got tired of retirement. That discipline started with her and Nick and the quality of the tobacco and cigar that we make. Because like Nick says all the time, you know, it takes you years to build a customer, it takes you 30 seconds to lose that customer. So that's where that discipline started. And when they see that the owner of the company so adamant about making sure that it's a great cigar, then it transfers down to the employee. And they know, and they're proud of the job they do. That's what's so great, right? You could go around and talk to them. They're like, man, we know that this cigar, like the one I'm smoking right now, it's made by one of them, and that people enjoy it. So they know, they're proud of making that cigar and seeing us do well in the United States selling it. Because if it wasn't for them, then we would never be. And it starts with those employees on the floor there.
So which was the best memory that you share with Sara back in days?
Me personally, right? Sara, when I first started with Nick, and I didn't spend much time in the cigar industry. I just went, we were friends forever, so I would just hang out and smoke cigars. It wasn't, so she started me here in the rolling room, just teaching me, you know, how the cigars are made, how to make sure that you have the right fermented and that the tobacco that we're using is the best. And so those are the memories I remember the most. And then her great arroz con pollo that she would make.
Okay. And you, Nick?
There's so many great memories. She was like a second mother to me. She's been with me since my inception, but all the tough times and tribulations when we started our company, and then when we first came to Nicaragua, it wasn't like Nicaragua today. And how she fought through everything, being really the only female at the time who ran a production facility. And she's so strong but so loving at the same time. So I'll tell you one of the greatest stories. She had suspended a roller for being late. We were having dinner one night, it was around 8:30 at night, she started crying. And I said, what are you crying about? She goes, I suspended a roller today. I said, for what? He said he was late 2 consecutive days. I said, okay. And she said, I want you to get in the truck with me and I want you to drive to his house. And I want to tell him, we had no cell phones back then. I want to tell him I want him to come back to work tomorrow. I want to not suspend him. So I said, you got to be kidding me. I don't know where I'm at. She goes, I know where he lives. So I get in my pickup truck. I'm driving through these little neighborhoods and I knock on the guy's door. He sees me, freaks out, like, what the hell are you doing here, right? And she went over and started crying and felt bad that she had suspended him. So she was tough, but she had a big heart too, and she loved the people here, and the people loved her. We just did a dedication, like Nelson said. We did a moment of silence. Everybody hit their chivetas, but a lot of these people were extremely young when they started with her. They love her a lot. She'll be missed for sure, especially by all of us.
Every time that we smoke a Perdomo cigar, we will remember Sara.
100%.
Because it's part of the foundation that you guys had, and she deserved. Now we are smoking with happiness and joy and joyful moments for her.
100%, you're exactly right.
Leadership isn't measured in titles or trophies. It's measured in continuity. From this soil, the next chapter of Perdomo is already growing.